Started. So, hello everyone. My name is Becky with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going to be doing our consumer mobile app overview. So, we'll be talking through the KW consumer app, and we're going to start on phone view, and then we'll switch over to show a couple settings on the back end in command at the end of this. So, I'm going to start out with our mobile view. So, first of all, if you are here with me live, if you have any questions as we go through, please go ahead and drop them in the chat as you have that question. I will do my best to get the questions answered in real time. Generally, for the sake of timing, I will have to save those for the very end, but I'll make sure I have some time to get through. Oh, wrong. Sorry about that. Um, I'll make sure I have some time to get through those questions at the very end. If you have any questions, you're watching this back on recording, or you have questions later after class is over, you can feel free to reach out to us via email. That email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. We are always here and happy to help out with any questions you may have, any snags you're running into, or anything like that. Today's class recording will be available on our YouTube channel within about 24 hours. I'm going to drop the link to our YouTube channel in the chat. It's just Scott Leroy Marketing on YouTube. So feel free to check that out. All right, so without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump in. So when you are looking, as you can see on my screen here, we have two apps with the KW logo. So the white square with the red KW in it is going to be the consumer mobile app. The red square with the white KW is going to be Command, so the Command mobile app. There is a link within the Command app for your consumer app. It's been having some glitches lately, but we do have a tip video, and my Command app is having problems today. So we have a tip video that walks you through how to share your consumer mobile app from the Command app if you need that. Otherwise, I jump into it, except my Command app is, again, not really working today. So we're going to go ahead and look at this. If you are looking to download the consumer app, you can go Play Store, the App Store if you have an iPhone. You'll just go in there. You can just search for KW, and it should you'll see the top one that pops up is that white square with the red KW in it. And there's also the Command app right there. So you can take a look at you can download both of those. Today we're focusing on the consumer mobile app. So we're going to go ahead and open up that consumer mobile app. It takes a second to load. When you do first sign in, it's going to ask you to sign up or log in. Now, it is important to note that as the agent, you do not have your own personal separate sign in for this. Any changes you're making to the consumer app, you would make through Command. So if you do want an account so that you can view this like a consumer would and kind of play with it on your own, we would just recommend creating your own account. Super easy. You'll just click that sign up button right there, and we'll look at that in just a second. First of all, I do want to show you what it looks like when the app is unbranded. So if you download the app from your specific app link, either you grab that from the Command app, or I'll show you later when we switch over to our desktop view, where you can grab that link in your marketing profile. So if you download the app from that link, it will be branded to you. If you download it just directly from the Play Store or the App Store without using that branded link, it's just going to be non-branded. I'm just going to click skip for now. We'll come back and look at signing up or signing in a minute. So I'll click skip for now. And then I'm just going to click this person in the bottom right corner. You'll see that bar across the bottom. And you'll see right here that it offers that we can find a local KW agent right here. So this is the unbranded app. If it were branded, you would see the agent information across the top there where it currently says find a local KW agent. I'll show you what it looks like once we sign in, since we do have an agent linked to that one. But if it is an unbranded link, they can just click find a local KW agent. They can search by city, postal code. So we can search for Orlando. And we can either search by the city or by the agent. So then you could just grab that agent and you could click connect with me at the bottom, and it would allow you to send a message to the agent and things like that. So super easy to connect with an agent. You can search by agent name, postal code, city, location, anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and you'll notice they can use the app without signing up or signing in. It is generally going to prompt them, any consumers, it's going to keep prompting them until they do sign up or sign in. The best part about signing up, having an account here, is that it helps when you have saved searches. It's not going to be able to save any information. They can search with this search feature for properties, but they cannot add them to favorites, create saved searches, or anything like that without creating an account first. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. So I'm just going to go to the home page. We'll just click sign up or log in here. If you want to create an account, you'll just click sign up. It might take a second here. And then it'll just ask for your contact information, first name, last name, and email address. Once you enter those in, it'll send a verification code to the email and ask you to create a password. It does have very similar password requirements to Command, where it has to be, I believe, 13 characters long, has to have numbers, special characters, usually capital letters and lowercase. So just something to keep in mind there as you go create that account. You can also connect your Google, Apple, or Facebook accounts here to go through those instead of creating an account individually. When someone does create an account here, if they are using the same primary email address, so if it's someone that is in your contacts already in Command, if they are using the same primary email address as the existing Command contact, it's just going to update the existing contact profile to say that they created an account with your mobile app. So it's just going to update their information. If it is a different primary email address, even if it's the same name, if it's a different email address, it's just going to create a new Command contact, and it will notify you that you have gotten a lead. You'll see that notification under your notification bell in Command, and generally you will also get an email of that lead signing up on your website. So just something to keep in mind there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click this already have an account, log in. I'm going to sign in here. Give me just a second. It probably just blacked out my screen. Hold on just a second. If I can make sure get signed in, just entering email and password. And then you would just click log in there. It should go back to normal there. Okay. So now that we are signed in, you can see this is the dashboard right here. So this is going to be, again, we can go over to that person and you'll see that it is now branded with an agent and it has their information. You can click that agent's information and it will give you their profile information. You can scroll down, see their biography, their details, specialties. You can share the agent contact as well. Or you can scroll down again, see their contact information there. So just something to note there. You can see their information, share their contact directly through the app as well. You can click this, share the KW app, and it will allow you to share it directly. You can change your notification settings here to have your push notifications and email notifications, both with saved searches and any collections you create. And we'll go over and we'll look at creating those saved searches and collections, and it'll make sense. We'll circle back to the notifications a little later on since it will make a little more sense once we go through this. So we're going to go out to the home page once again here. So you'll see up at the top that it has buy and rent and then my home. So buy/rent is obviously going to be for people looking to buy or rent, but your my home is generally going to be for someone who is looking to list. So they have the option to go here. So I'm going to click on my home and you'll see they have the option to enter an address right here and get a home valuation. So it'll be a request for a home valuation. So you'll just click enter address and then you can start typing. So we can say 123 Main Street. Let's see what it pulls up here. We'll just go, I guess, here. The one that pulled up. So you can enter it as your home right here. You can send a message. If you fill out that message, you can edit that text and you can click that send home information button. It's going to send a notification to the agent. So you would get notification from you're in your command that they requested a home valuation along with the address, whatever they added in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close this out. You'll see that it automatically added my home here, even though I didn't fully go through the process here. And then it has the home equity calculator if you wanted to look at the home equity. And then this one does need more information to get the accurate estimate. So that would be why I would say send home information to the agent so that they can look into it more closely. So that is for that. You can also delete the home from the account right here. So if you select the wrong address or anything like that, you can go in and remove it, or you can leave it as is. We'll go ahead and we'll just remove that one. We go over to the buy and rent side again. We're going to spend probably more time on the buyer side since that is where the app is more targeted to. So you'll see right here down below under your latest updates. Again, you'll see collections, saved searches, and areas of interest. So those are going to be ones that you've followed when you start searching. And we'll be able to filter by whether it's new, has an open house, price change, status change, anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to click this search button down on that bar across the bottom. It is automatically going to populate with Austin, Texas, if they have not allowed their location for the app. So you're seeing here, it automatically populates with Austin. If you are wanting to search your area, you want to pull it by your location, you would just click this like navigation button up by the search bar, the black arrow, and it would ask if you want to enable location services, and then you can just turn that on in your settings and allow it if you want to have that there. Otherwise, you can search this bar right here. You can search for sale, for rent, or already sold properties. We'll go with for sale and we'll just search. We'll go with Orlando. We'll go Orlando here. And so then you're going to see that it starts populating these properties in here. We can add more locations up at the top. We can add some filters in here. So we can set a price range if we want to. Again, across all categories for sale, for rent, or sold. So we can go ahead and adjust those. There is a slider bar under here. We can just drag that to where we want it, or we can type those prices that we want in there. So maybe we want to make this a little bit smaller than that. There we go. So you'll see that update. You can choose the number of bedrooms. So you'll notice that it has a plus sign beside the number of bedrooms in here. So that is going to indicate that it is houses with 1 or more bedrooms, 2 or more, 3 or more, and so on. If they are looking for an exact match, they want, for example, 3 bedrooms, no more, no less, you would just click that exact match button underneath. You'll see it removes that plus sign. It's going to be the same with your bathrooms. So you can do an exact match or you can leave it 2 plus. Property type, so you can select from that. There's a bunch of those different filters through here. Living area, lot size, year built, features, keywords. I will say that especially with the keywords, but with a lot of these things, it's generally best if you maybe don't include every single field as a different filter. That can tend to filter out some good options as well, especially keywords, since that does sometimes pull it will only pull options that include those keywords. And if you're playing around with keywords, sometimes they aren't going to appear in the listing the same way. So you may want to just play around with those, see what pulls the options you're looking for. But more is not always better in this specific instance if you're trying to have a broader search option. Down below, we also have our listing status as active, pending, coming soon, listing types, and then we have listing details down below. So if they only want to view properties that have upcoming open houses, they can toggle that on. If they only want houses that have had the price reduced in the past 7 days, you can toggle that on as well. You'll see down at the bottom the number of results down below. It does show up the number of results there. And you'll see that change as you play around with those filters. So we can go ahead and say show 160 results right here, and it's going to show us all of those listings through here. So we can toggle over to list view with this button right on top of the map, and it will provide a list for us. One more thing about the map that I wanted to show you is this. So we can say clear boundary if we wanted to, or we can go ahead and we can click this. It's like a finger with like a line beside it. It's just so we can draw a boundary. So we would be able to draw that any area that we want. So we can circle that area. And we can remove our existing areas. Oh, just remove both of them instead of that one. So you can circle it to an exact shape that you want to include, and that's just for your location. So if they only want certain area, they can draw that. You can view this layers view to see the types of maps. So default or a satellite view if you prefer looking at it from that view. And then you can zoom in on these properties. You can click on the bubble and it will pop up the listing, so you can see that through here. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to close that. So we're going to go ahead. I'm actually going to go ahead and save this search. So if you see that save button up at the very top, directly under the search bar, that is just going to be so we have a saved search. We can return to these same filters, these same criteria right here. We do always recommend that you change that search name to something you remember. So this one we can say Orlando. We can add our location, the location we put in here. We can check on all that. We can check the push notifications, email notifications, and so on from here. So we'll go ahead and save that. We also, again, we're going to switch back over to list view so we can look at these properties through here. So you'll see that they have open houses. You can scroll through these pictures right here. It's not going to give all of the photos, all of the listing photos just when you're scrolling through. It's just a preview of the first few. You can go through and do that with all of them. And then you can just click on the house you want to view. So you'll just click on that and it will give you more options with the pictures once they load. It's taking a second here. But you'll also see all of the listing information. It's going to be similar to what you would see on your KW agent site if you were looking at it like that. I'm not sure why those pictures aren't loading here. But you can scroll down and you'll see, again, it does pop up that information up at the top. So we can see it as we keep scrolling. So you can see the description through here, property details. Down at the bottom, it's going to have the agent's information. So whatever agent you have selected. So as long as you are connected to an agent, it's going to show that agent's information, even if it is not that agent's listing, so that you can ask them to tour the place. So you can click the get in touch button, or you can click request tour down below. So the get in touch would just send a message, whatever message you put in this box right here, you would be able to change that message however you'd like, or you can click request tour if you want to schedule a showing. So if we click the request tour button, it's then going to have you fill out these options here with the time and date that work for you. So you can go ahead and go in and select that date. So we can say maybe this Saturday, and then you can select a time, morning, afternoon, or evening. Any other availabilities, you can go enter those in, and then you can choose if you want an in-person tour or a live video. So a live video, it will allow you to select your preferred platforms. You can select multiple at the same time so that whatever works for the agent, or you can select just one. So just by clicking on them and then unselecting them, you would just click on it again. And then you can enter your contact information. So you'll notice the form when we are signing up originally only asks for the email. When you are asking to tour a property, it's going to ask you to enter phone number, any additional comments that you want, and then it'll have you select those same terms of use. So agree to those, agree to be contacted, and then you would just click request tour down at the bottom. And it would send a notification over to the agent. It would pop up in the notification bell in command that someone looked at the property there. So as you keep scrolling, you'll see the activity history. So you can see how many views, saves, shares it has, any upcoming open houses. The estimated monthly payment. So it has a mortgage calculator on here. It'll give you the breakdown of percentages here, but you can go in and you can change the purchase price. So maybe we would just, let's see here, make sure I enter the right number there. So you can enter your number, whatever the number is, and you'll see those numbers change up top. So our down payment, maybe we want to put more down, and you'll see those monthly payments change as well as your price here. So it'll automatically go in and calculate that for you through here. And then down below, you'll have options for Keller Home Loans and Keller Covered, as well as the price history of this property. Down below, you're also going to see neighborhoods. So not every listing is going to have a neighborhood. It depends on the neighborhoods created in KW, and those aren't updated very regularly, just with how they had it set up originally and the vendor they used originally for that. But you'll be able to see the neighborhood that this listing is in. You can either follow this neighborhood if you want to add it to areas you're interested in. You can click this go to neighborhood button and it will expand it and give you the neighborhood information, similar to a neighborhood nurture right there. And then you'll see a market snapshot. Again, this is just for the neighborhood through here, as well as school information, transit and commute. So you can look at this transit and commute option. You can add your own places in here. So if you are looking for how long the commute is going to be from the house to your job, or your favorite restaurants, or a friend's house, or wherever you regularly go and is important to have the listing nearby, you can add a place right here, and it will have you type in the address and you can go in and select that from there. And you can see, driving, biking, or walking. Again, it will give you those commute times from that neighborhood. You'll also see some similar properties down below. So if that one's not exactly what you're looking for, you can scroll through and see some similar ones, as well as some nearby properties down below. So that's that property. We can go up and we can favorite this listing. So we would just click this heart right here. We can also share this listing if you want to click that share button. That's directly beside the heart. And that would allow you to share the listing, which would be branded to the agent. So you would be able to do that. I'm going to go back. I'm going to see if I can get one to load with the pictures. See if it'll pull up when I do it again. There we go. Should have just done that earlier. But you can see up here, the images load, and then you have the option to go through, and you can either go to the virtual tour, or you can see the photos. You can go through, look at all of the photos. You have the option to request a tour directly or contact the agent it is connected, you are connected to, down below directly there as well. So just wanted to highlight that as well through there. You can go ahead and you can play around with your filters some more if you want to. Maybe that wasn't exactly what you were looking for. So once you've gone through, you've created your saved searches, you've found some properties, you can go in and favorite those properties, and it will add it to a collection here. So you can go back to your home page and you'll see the collections down below. So you're going to see collections, any saved searches you've created. So it's just going to provide updates on those saved searches. Areas of interest, it's going to have the neighborhoods you have marked in here. So that is going to be a great option for you as well. You can go back to collections, look at those. If you click the heart down at the bottom of the page, you're going to see any listings that you've favorited. You can go back in and find those again, or you can unfavorite them if maybe you decided you didn't like one. You can also go see your saved searches again. You can click these three dots right here and edit that saved search. So as an agent, you have the option to set up a saved search within the contact profile. So you can go in and do it that way as well. They would see this same option right here of their saved searches. So they would be able to go in, edit the saved search, or delete the saved search once you've set it up for them. I'll walk you through how to do that when we switch back over to desktop view as well. Again, areas of interest, you can see the neighborhoods back here, and you can go see the neighborhood view. Collections as well. So you'll see your collections, as well as if an agent has created a collection and they have added you to that collection, and I will show you that That has to be done through the desktop view as well. So you'll see your favorite listings as a collection, and then as you are added to collections by agents, or you, the agent, add yourself to it, then you would be able to see those populate here, and you can go scroll through those as well. When we are back over here on our collections or our homepage here, we can view by status. So any new listings, open houses, price change, status change, you can go filter by those for each of these tabs you have here. And then you can just, click view all saved searches. You can create more. So you can have multiple saved searches going at a time. It doesn't have to be just the one. It's totally up to you to go in and change that information through there. So we'll switch back over to the person down at the bottom, and we'll look at those notifications once again. So you'll now see this notification. We have a new one. So we have our saved searches notifications. So push notifications, that's going to be what like pops up on your phone. And then your email notifications are just going to be, notifications to your email. So you can choose your saved searches here. You can toggle those on or off. Down below, we have that for the neighborhood specifically. So you'll just toggle them on or off. You can choose how many emails you get, how often you get those emails for your saved search. So if you want it daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or instantly when anything changes, you can play around with those settings here. You can also get notifications for your collections in here as well. So you can get push notifications for those, for price changes, status updates, and things like that as well. So we have all of those options. So that really covers what we have inside our consumer app. I'm going to switch my screen sharing over real quick so we can look at the back end of Command now and the things that we were talking about through there. So give me just a second. Let me switch that over. Give me just a second. Sorry, guys. All right. So you should be able to see that now through here. So we are in our command, we're signed in our agent view. So again, you can't really make the changes to the consumer app from an agent login there. Those changes, if you're looking to update your profile, so your agent information here, you can do that directly through command here. Those would be under your marketing profile. But we'll go ahead and we'll look at our agent site as well. So when you go to your KW agent site, you're going to see this login button here. It is going to be the same account both for the consumer app and the KW agent site. So if you have an account for the consumer app, you have an account for your site and vice versa. You can sign in with that same login there. So it's going to be the same information here. Once you're logged in, you can view those properties, your saved searches and stuff like that through the search feature as well. So you have that option. I'm going to go back over to our dashboard real quick. So we'll look at how to first find our KW consumer app link. We did mention that you could pull it from the KW command app earlier as well. So we talked about that. Again, we have a tip video that walks you through how to do that since my KW command app isn't working today, but we do have a tip video that walks you through how to do that. It's just you'll click like 3 dots in the top corner and click share my KW app, I believe. So you would see that in there, but you can also share it manually by going to your marketing profile. Marketing profile is going to be located under your website's applet. So on the left-hand side, down at the very bottom here, you'll go to this manage settings button on the right-hand side, and then you're going to go down to referral links here. So this right here is going to be your KW app URL. So you can copy that. Just click that C right next to it. It'll copy it. You can share it directly. And then when someone does download using this link, that app will be branded to you directly. I do see a question in the chat about that as well. So Make sure you're using this link right here to make sure it's branded directly to you as their agent directly. You'll want to make sure that you are set up as an agent in Command in order for that app to actually show your branding. I'll show you where you can double check on that. You generally should be. That's usually one of the first things your Market Center does. But you'll just click your name in the top right corner and click My Profile here. If you see your real estate license number right here, that usually means you've been added as an agent. If you are not seeing real estate license number here, or you can click on your Market Center name on the left-hand side and it will tell you your role. It should say that you are an agent, but if it doesn't, just reach out to your Market Center staff. They can get that updated for you. They can get that added so you can be activated as an agent. And that way, people can find you on the app. Also, if we go back to my profile, so this would be when you are just signing in, you should see our account is a demo account, so it doesn't have the toggle, but you will see a toggle up here directly under your name that says, do you want your information to appear on the KW or on kw.com. You want to make sure that's toggled to yes so that it can be visible. If it is toggled off, just go ahead and know that it will take 72 hours to become fully active. It takes some time. Not sure why it can take so long, but it can take up to 72 hours. So if it doesn't update immediately once you toggle that on, just give it a little bit of time and it should update there as well. So and that's how you can make sure that your account is visible on the consumer app. And then you would just use that consumer app link. Again, the referral link section here. You're just going to copy it from here directly, share it, and it should have your information automatically here. So we're going to go over, I'm going to look at our contacts applet here. So we have the option to go in and see all of our contacts. As we mentioned, if they are active on our KW agent site, we'll be able to see that in our contacts. We can filter right here. Just go up to the filters. And on the right-hand side, you're just going to scroll down to, sorry, I just passed it, agent site connection right here. So you can filter by if they're connected or not connected, either way. So if you're looking for anyone who is on your site, you would just click apply and it would appear here. Again, ours is demo account, so it won't let us have it branded to us, so we can't see it there. But we can switch to not connected and you would see those, or you can see any here. So you should see those populate as soon as they sign up on your KW agent site. Just go ahead and apply that. Then you would be able to click on the contact right here. You can go in, you would see in their timeline when they signed up on your KW agent site. You'd see a notification under this notification bell up here as well that someone created an account under your site. So you would be able to go in and see those. You'd see if they were recently active on your site and the timeline activities right here. So yeah, we do have the option to create a saved search for our contacts as well. You'll just click this saved searches button right here. Again, if the contact has created their own saved search in the consumer app, it would pop up here and you would be able to see that they have that saved search, but you can create a new search as well. Just click create saved search and you would go in, fill out all of this information through here. So their location, whatever location they're looking for, you can search by the city, find on the map. And this would populate on the consumer side as well. So they would see that they had a new saved search created. When you first go through and fill all of this out, it's then going to, let's see here, let me show you real quick. So we'll go with, we're looking at Orlando, we'll go here again. Property criteria, we'll just say, I think this is the same we were doing earlier. So 500K to 800K. You can go through, select those amenities, and maybe they want a gate, or we'll go with garage. Property types, beds, 1+, bathrooms, 1+, anything like that. So we'll say 3 beds, 4 baths. Once you fill all of this out, we'll go next here. Saved search title. So you can create a title for that saved search. Again, one they'd be able to find. So we could say, what's the date? It's the 25th. And then you would just enter their email address. So you want to make sure you have this email address and then toggle this send email notifications on right here. So then you would go down, you would see the email frequency through here. Instant, again, updates within 30 minutes. Daily summary at 9 a.m. That would be based off of your time zone. Weekly summary, bi-weekly summary, monthly summary. You'll go ahead and go through and choose whatever they would like there. And then you would just click create saved search. I don't have an email here, so it's not going to create it for me, but you would just click create saved search down below. It's going to send an email confirmation to whatever email address you enter right here to confirm that they want to receive those email notifications. So then once they, agree that they want to see them, then they'll be set up with the saved search. And they can, again, view those when they sign into the consumer app or the KW agent site. They should be able to see it there as well. So, see. Finally, we mentioned the collections that an agent can create a collection for a consumer to view. So similarly to how we created our own collection earlier with our favorite listings, it showed our favorite listings as its own collection. You can go down to this listings applet right here. It's the one that looks like a for sale sign. And then under this collections button right here, you can just click create a collection. And we can go ahead and we can set our filters as well. So I'm just gonna do some of these real quick. Actually, yeah, we'll just go here. I'll go 3 to 5. And we'll just enter this in. All right, we'll just leave it at that. So you just click apply filters right here, and it's going to put those filtered listings right here. So you can go through, you can hand pick listings directly from here that fit their criteria. Oh, sorry, words that fit their criteria. You can go ahead and select those listings right here. Just click that blank square next to it and it will select those listings. You can select all or you can just select a few. So we can go ahead and grab some of those. And I'm going to go ahead and create a collection name. Again, we'll just go today's date. And we can, search through those listings if we want to. But you can go look at those. Once you've selected the ones that you'd like, you're just going to click create collection in the bottom right hand corner. And then you're going to see your collection. So we can click these 3 dots and either edit it or delete it. We can also just click on that collection right here and go to the contacts tab here. And we can add contacts directly to this one. So we can say, we can search for our contacts. Oh, we don't have any in here, sorry. We'll just click assign contacts on the right-hand side. This is for searching contacts that are already assigned to this. We'll click assign contacts right here, and then it's going to populate your contacts. You can start searching right here. Not sure why it's not working. The tags, let's try filtering by tag. It should be working. I'm not sure what's happening here. But you would be able to add those contacts directly through here. Maybe a small glitch real quick, but hopefully that'll start working again. But you would be able to add your contacts to the collections right here. And then once you come back to visit this, you can see how many contacts you've added this collection to. You can go in and add more listings to it as well. So if you want to select those, you can do that as well. So yeah. Let's see here. I think that's really everything that I have for today. I don't believe there's anything else. It's a little bit of a shorter class, so we have plenty of time for questions. So if y'all have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I will definitely go ahead and get to those. If you're not sticking around for questions, thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.